Sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Good evening, Kemp Toastmasters and guests. There once was a little boy, 8 years old, who moved to a new town with his family. In this new town were two synagogues. The boy went with his three brothers and his dad to try out both synagogues. They decided they liked the big one. One of the nice men at the synagogue, who already knew Dad, greeted them with, "Welcome to the big city." That nice man was Professor Gil Ginsberg, who passed away just 3 years ago. And that little boy, in case you hadn't guessed, was me. That was 1976. This is a story of years, many years gone by. Soon enough, the family got involved in the synagogue. My brothers and I all celebrate our bar mitzvahs there. 1976 for Noah, 1978 for Micah, 1980 for me and my evil twin. Mom and Dad both got involved in synagogue leadership. Mom in the sisterhood and Dad in the board, eventually becoming president in 1985. As the years flew by, two of my brothers left town, Noah after getting married in the synagogue. My evil twin and I stuck around and joined the synagogue ourselves. And eventually, I guess I stopped being a little boy and I joined the synagogue board, served on the building committee, helped expand and renovate the building. And a few years later, in 1998, I got married in the synagogue too. Sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears. The years kept flying by. I started to take on more and more tasks, do more and more tasks for the synagogue. Red Cross blood drives in the social hall, serving food all night on the holiday of Shavuos, helping with kiddushes, this little snack after prayer services on Saturday mornings, something I learned from my dad, who helped until he was too old and frail to do it himself. And the committees, the admin committee, the building committee, the kiddush committee, and I'm sure a few others I can't remember at the moment. And the years flew by. Personal events kept moving along and participation kept growing. Instead of just attending services, I somehow got volunteered to run the 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon service and the 8:30 weekday morning service and the 7:30 winter weeknight service. Fast forward to 2020 and the schedules changed and I was still in the middle of it all. It was surreal. 2006 was a whirlwind of activity. Mom got very sick. I had a new baby boy and a bris circumcision ceremony in the synagogue. And then Mom passed away and the funeral, of course, was in the synagogue. Sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears, and the years kept flying by. Trustee, secretary, vice president, I've done it all. Well, not president, I'm not that crazy. I joined a learning group in the neighborhood. After several years, I ended up leading it, with the group almost always meeting in the synagogue social hall. On February 1st, 2020, we celebrated together in the synagogue as we finished learning the 5 books of the Torah. And then the world changed. March 10th, 2020, the synagogue was packed with people celebrating the holiday of Purim. March 12th, 2020, due to COVID-19 concerns, word went out that there would be no more food at any services and youth activities would be canceled until further notice. March 13th, due to COVID-19 concerns, everything was canceled. The synagogue was closed, no services, nothing at all. And so began a year and a half of crisis management. After a few months, we started having services again, but just a few people at a time. And gradually, bit by bit, we expanded the services, opened up more, started having some learning groups, and so on. Gradually getting back to normalcy. Or did we? August 25th, 2021, YISE, that's the synagogue board meeting. I attended as an officer as usual, but this meeting was nothing like the usual. In addition to reading the minutes, approving new members, getting a treasurer's report, and so on, there was a vaccine policy proposal, which quickly became a vaccine mandate. A few days later, the synagogue president announced the mandate would take effect on November 1st. As the days flew by, I became more distraught. The last week of October, it hit me really hard. This was the end of my 45-year story. I cried like I never have before. Sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears. November 1st, I tore off the Band-Aid. Instead of turning to the right for a short walk to the synagogue, I turned left for a slightly longer walk to a new synagogue. I walked through the door. I'd never been inside before. It looked so different. I thought, will they accept me here? I saw a few familiar faces and I started praying. I thought, if they call me up for the Torah reading, then I'll know I'm getting off to a good start. And sure enough, the Gabbai, the man in charge of running the services, came over to me and asked for my name to call me up for the Torah reading. Do I have a new synagogue to call home? I don't know yet. Time will tell. But I can take comfort that unlike the end of Fiddler on the Roof, where the Jews were traveling out of town with nowhere to go, I have a home, a place to try to call home around the corner and start a new story. Thank you.